And here we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 29 of the Drunken Under Quarantine show, presented to you by the Woolen Comedy Club. As always, tonight I am here with Collen Doyle, Mr. G.W. Foley, our very special guest, Mr. Will Purpura, straight from New York City. We had a big week again this week, as almost every week this year has been. And we got some shit to go over. We're going to talk about the very sad situation of the minks in Denmark. We're going to talk about the fact that Pfizer announced their COVID-19 vaccine as a 90% success rate less than a week after the election. We're going to talk about a possibly mishap on booking that Rudy Giuliani had during a press conference in Philadelphia at the Four Seasons, but not the hotel. We might talk for a second about the Trump Accountability Project and how that's a scary route to take. And then finally, we're going to play a game with the boys and our guest, Will. We're going to play a little game called Gay Bar Steakhouse. So without further ado, we bring to you our first performer. Please welcome my very good friend, Mr. G.W. Foley.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Good. Welcome, sir.
Good. I have been sweating my balls off recently. It's nice. Being in the 70s in November, this global warming thing is worth it. Like, I don't care what everyone else says about like pollen and like shit like that. If the weather stays nice year round in Vermont, I'm for it. And fuck the skiers. Yeah, I said it. Fuck them. They do nothing but ruin a good time and being miserable and drunk in the wintertime. Oh, I want to go downhill fast. Ooh, I got moguls to hit. Ooh, fuck them, and fuck snowboarders also. like skiers aren't the only ones that are assholes. Snowboarders are dicks too, and like they're the worst kind of dicks. They're the kind of dicks that like acts like they're all cool and high and mighty and like, oh, peace and love, brah. But like they just smell like fucking patchouli and ass. Like seriously, fuck snowboarders. Where else was I going with this other than the beautiful fucking weather? I'm feeling better. Last week I was sick and had a rash. My rash has gone away. I am now just ashy and not rashy. So I have that going for me. It's weird being white and calling yourself ashy. It's something that normally doesn't go together, but like my skin is so dry, I look like I'm flaking off like baby powder. That's how dry I am. Like I shake and it starts looking like a snow globe in my apartment. Let's see what else. School sucks. I'm realizing why like I didn't go back for so long. Not that it's hard. It's just I just want to stop and be like, all right, let's pause this for a second and I don't know, let me do something like play some video games for a while. Like you guys are like so strict with your like codes and like having to do things every day. Maybe I want a day off. Ever think about that? Like maybe I just want to skip school or skip class, and you can't do that when you do everything online, which sucks. You have to be responsible, and I'm not. If I was responsible, I wouldn't be a 40-year-old taking college courses. I would actually have a job and be doing things with my life other than a famous internet TV show. Anyways, that's all that I have for this week. Coming up next to the stage, as he sits down, I was trying to like pull that out as fast as I could or slow as I could. Let's give it up for Collen Doyle.
Hey, thanks you so much, GW. Always a pleasure to have you here on our internet TV show. and I'm glad to hear your skin's doing flaky. For those of you who didn't get a chance to watch much of the news this week, let me bring you up to speed. Basically, what we had was Donald Trump told people for months to not vote by mail or absentee ballot, while the Democrats took the strong point of saying vote by mail. Now, as they count the ballots, there's millions of blue ballots, and Trump says, seems a little fishy. Seems a little strange that everyone who voted by mail seems to be a Democrat. Explain that. Explain that. It's funny because people were very worried. It seems like a lot of people, even the BBC, were saying, perhaps, which I don't understand, because as Americans, even when it's bad, we know bad. This is the country of 9/11 and everything else. We know like tough times and shit times and stuff like that. World wars, and we're always warring and stuff. So really, I mean, even when it's bad, we're America, and we kind of, bad in America has its own, pretty high threshold. So, but what I think it was like very strange was like everybody thought we were going to be like who said anything about a civil war? Why said anything about a war? I'm watching the BBC thinking that I would get somewhat of a non-biased, vantage point of the election. And it wasn't. It was hilariously biased in the fact that the BBC hates Donald Trump. The entire time they're just like, and we're just moments away from finding out if the vile, disgusting president, which is Donald Trump, will leave office. You guys seem to be taking a really hard stance on this, but the BBC was saying something, and they were like, so what do you think? Like, will we know the election results tonight? If we don't know the results, will we go into a civil war in America? It's like, that's a bit fucking extreme, isn't it? Like, go from like, we don't know the results, like war. like we had a civil war in this country, and believe it or not, like they were in a position to have a civil war. Like you had a defined Confederacy, you had a defined union. They had their own militias, they had their own banks, currencies, land, form of governance. They were in a position to go to war. Like we're not in a position to go to war today. Like what is it? A bunch of like hillbillies drive down to the South and shoot a bunch of rednecks. Like this is the great American Civil War, like round 2. Like I just don't know what it looks like. And as far as fighting the South goes, take it from a Yankee, we will never go to you. Okay? You're going to have to come to us. And let me tell you something. I'm not scared of the South because I lived in the North where a percentage of the year, the temperate climate of the area that we're in causes water to change states. I live in a place where water becomes a solid state. Like I am not concerned about someone who lives in Florida who spends most of the year in like a tank top and shorts and flip-flops. Like I don't think in any way you're going to be tougher than the North. Like I just don't see that happening. Like all we have to do is have the South come to the North, and most of them would die upon arrival, like within a couple weeks. I think a lot of people have the perception that Vermonters and people in the North are soft because we wear Birkenstocks all the time. That's true. I mean, that's not even a stereotype. Like, I feel like I could just, if I was in a club in Burlington right now, I could just like look out and just like point at someone and be like, over under, guy's got Birkenstocks on. And something about that, come from the Birkenstocks and the wool socks. I don't know, not really a joke, but there's something there. It's good to see New York celebrating, being happy. I miss partying in New York. I miss going to parties and being there and like hearing the whisper going around the room. Like the whisper starts coming in. It's like, hey, I think we're going to the roof. And then someone's like, wait, there's a roof? Like how do you get to the roof? Like, and then like the next guy's like, yeah, man, there's a roof. We're going to the roof. I'll show you how to get to the roof. It's always a thing with the roof. Great. Will Porter here from New York City tonight. That's pretty much all I got. I would like to bring our main entertainment of the show, why we come here every week. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I bring to you Hickory, the drunk and underwhelming.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. This week, I I got some videos mixed up and mislabeled them. So we're gonna see. We might have shown this one before, but I don't think so. This is a little rope and napkin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hickory, the drunk and underwhelming. Tonight, we're going to learn something. Luckily, I'm grateful enough to be at the drunk and underwhelming parents' house. Said earlier that they're very proud of their son. We knew that was a lie. My mother said to me, Hickory, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to be a magician. I said, you can't do both. Like my Uncle Pop was told. Part of the inspiration for this trick. First, I'll show you a classic cut and restored rope. Do take the two pieces of rope after cut in half, making sure that they're fairly even. I'm going to go in, on, around, and about, through, around, tight, from there, through, around, and out again, round, about, tight. Now the real secret to this trick is that you're going to need some of Hickory's magic weight loss powder. What we're going to do, you don't want to waste it, so that really helps the magic too. A little bit right on there. We're left back a long piece of rope. Now, many of you may be wondering, Hickory, how the hell does that work? And I'm going to show you something else. Show you something you guys can do with your friends and family. And what we did here was just took two normal napkins. A lot of magicians would do this with newspaper, but times are tight. So, two napkins. And what you're going to do here, they're going to ball one up and place it into what us as magicians call palm. Now, try not to make it awkward looking. That seems about right. Just make sure it's tight. Once you have that, that's your little secret. Then you can present the napkin. How many tears exactly doesn't really matter. The more tears, the more magical this will seem to your spectators as you assume the role of the magician. And so we have the torn up one and this one. Now what's going to happen is you're going to take this one, you're going to move it over to this hand. At this time, you're going to do a little, what we like to call a switch. You're going to switch those around. At the same time, you're going to reach into your pocket and pull out a pen or a marker or a magic wand. Today we will use a trusty knife. You'll tap the napkin and show everybody that you have just magically restored napkin. The biggest question Hickory gets when he performs this out is, or teaches somebody how to do this, is, Hickory, what happens if they spot this in your other hand? And the answer is you should have a good palm on it, and you keep your hands in a very similar manner. Hopefully they won't notice, and you can just kind of drop it or whatever. But what would happen is, if I got caught doing this, is, well, I'm a magician. So I'd pull out my other magic wand, give it a tap, and you would find that Hickory had magically healed the torn and restored napkin. Thank you, everybody. Remember, stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming.
Oh, thank you guys. That was fun. I'm glad I could share that. So without further ado, we'll keep the show on the road. Tonight we bring to you an awesome comic. We have not had this guy on the show in a while, so it'll be good to hear how he's doing, see how it's going down in New York City. Reporting live from New York City, my friends, is our good friend, Will Purpura. Welcome, Will.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on again.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
Yeah. Well, pretty wild week. Pretty sweet week over here. Brooklyn, New York, over here. I'm Brooklyn right now, but it's confusing. It's a confusing time. Like right now, I mean, like with the election going on, I mean, like it's still unclear to me what the result is. The Associated Press and the Electoral College say Biden won, but Trump says he won. So I wish someone would just tell me who won. I have to say, he's handling it a lot more gracefully than I ever thought. I thought he'd be on the roof right now, bare-chested with a rifle, shooting at anyone who comes near him. He's handling it pretty well, if you ask me. Everybody just hang on tight, hang on to your barbecues and your beers, because come January, there's a ban. No more barbecues, no more beers. Did you see that guy with the shirt? It said BBQs, beers, and freedom, in that order. I mean, I'm glad he's got his priorities. Bad news is Alex Trebek died, and now everybody's going like, who is going to be the replacement host? You know what? I got an idea. Why don't you just cancel the show? Okay. Do we have to keep these game shows running on for 50, 60 years? Just come up with a different show. I mean, like, I can't, like, we don't continue the games from 400 years ago. It's like, hey, this week in Jax, what were the games that people were like? Marbles. This week on marbles. This week on Jacob's Ladder, you take that thing and you flip it, and it's fun for 2 seconds, and then you throw it across the room. Let's just end Jeopardy, bring on a different game show. How hard is it to come up with a game? What's in my pocket? Not Sesame, just like, what's in my pocket? It's a button. $500. Personally, I'm glad. I am ecstatic that Biden won. I just feel like as a country, we could not withstand another performance of Three Doors Down. Please. No, we couldn't handle that. I just come on. But I have no idea what's going to happen in the next couple of months. But I'm cautiously optimistic that meteor will hit the planet, and we'll just please just end humanity. We gave it a shot. I have another idea that once we find out if there's aliens on Mars, let's sell the planet. We tried our best, but we don't operate well as a species. Sell the planet to Mars. Let us be done with it. I'm particularly I'm not that happy. I feel like I'm 33 now, and I realize I spent my 20s hating myself, and now I'm spending my 30s hating myself in my 20s. I hate that guy. I just can't stop thinking about how much of a schmuck he was. And I'm trying to like get better habits in my life. Like, you know, like I always keep a clean room, you know, because like to me, if it's like I walk into a messy room, I'm like, you're making a statement about yourself. I have been murdered. I've been trying to like get better connected with my family. You know, I pledge that I'm going to call my mom once a week. I'm going to call her up once a week, see how she's doing. She'd like it to be more because I live with her. But you know what? You can have everything. And I got to protect my mental health. I can't have anybody into my cone of positivity. I have a lot of circular negative thoughts, and I have to reframe them into something positive. So now it's a carousel of negative thoughts. It's fun. I'm a paranoid person. Every night at my house, it's like Christmas Eve, okay? Because I can't sleep, and I think someone's breaking in. One thing that's been good is like I've been reading up on the classics lately. I've been reading a lot of books. Like I read, just reread The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and you know I realized like that's something missing in my life. Pants. Also, I don't like. I reread Moby Dick, and I'm like I'm not. This is why I hate fiction. I realized that the whole thing's a metaphor. I hate that. You know, I just realized the whole thing's a metaphor. Moby Dick is actually a big giant shark. I've been health wise. I've been trying to get back on shape. I eat one meal a day now. One meal. It's a wedding cake, but only one meal. 5 p.m. I eat that wedding cake and then I fast. That's it. You know. I've been also watching a ton of movies. Anyone watch Bohemian Rhapsody? Yeah. These music biopics, every movie, the music executive is an idiot. He can't figure out their biggest selling album, right? It's like, Queen, you'll never create a 6-minute song. No one's going to buy Bohemian Rhapsody. Get out of here. They tell Ray Charles, you'll never make a country western album. No one's going to buy it. Get out of here. I just wish that once they would portray these music executives as clever people in their field, considering they're in music all the time. I just wish they would get it right once. Like, come on, you're Art Garfunkel. Don't leave. Don't do it. It's not smart. You know, I've been trying to get back into the dating field. I mean, like, it's hard right now because all you got is online dating. And it's just not for me, okay? Accurate pictures and an exact description of my personality? How am I supposed to shine? Social media, I swear, I'm getting off it. I'm done. I mean, like, I'm limiting myself now. I'm now down to 2 hours per hour. Got to limit myself. And, you know, like one thing I hate is that when I'm on social media, I get like a lot of FOMO, you know, like the other day, a friend of mine, he posted a picture of his couch. Hey man, I'm still using 2 chairs and a dog. Okay. So you chill out. Also, like I'm like recovering from a toxic relationship, you know, like and one thing I hate is like your friends giving you advice when you're in one of those things. He's like, man, one day you're going to look back on this and laugh. No, I'm not. I'm not going to be hanging around with my buddies going, hey man, remember that time I felt emotionally trapped? Woo! Felt suicidal at the time, but now it's a real knee slapper. I mean, I don't know, like stand-up comedy, should I quit and get into a more secure field like acting? If I want to win an Oscar one day, and if they're going to win an Oscar, they got to broaden up the categories, right? Right now, it's just like best leading, best supporting. How about some other categories? How about for best actor who cried during a scene when the script did not say to do that? Just a lot of lights and people around you, and you freaked out. 3rd year in a row, Will Purpura, get his ass up here. Get him up. What? How much time do I have left?
Whatever
Or
you
did I-
want, sir.
Oh, whatever I want.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's my big closer. Is well, Halloween was just here, you know, and I have to say Halloween is definitely my least favorite holiday, and I'm trying to figure out why. And I just never had a good time on Halloween. My mother would insist on making me my costume. I never had a good costume. She had to make it for me, and year after year, she would make me into the same thing. Grapes. She would blow up purple balloons, pin them to my shirt and my pants, and I would be grapes. The only thing scary about grapes is how viciously you can get beaten by everybody in the neighborhood because you're dressed like grapes. All right, that's it for me. Thanks, everybody.
Oh, it's nice to have one of the official Fruit of the Loom guys on the show. Thanks for being here.
I thought you looked familiar. You were the purple grape.
That was me.
They were actually one of Colin's biggest acting inspirations growing up.
Yeah. You guys are making money.
And they're so comfy.
Oh, they're 100% cotton.
Well, thank you for being here. And thanks for everybody out there watching the show tonight. We're going to get right into it. We got some fun subjects to talk about. First, we're going to talk about the mink situation in Denmark. Craziness. So to keep it short, the minks have contracted COVID from humans. And then it started to mutate in the minks, and they're capable of passing it back to humans, which means that we could have some type of crazy mutation in there, which would be really, really bad news. So the quote was the prime minister, president of Denmark, sorry, sir, for whatever your official title is, basically said, with a heavy heart, we have made the decision to cull the entire mink population. Which means, in layman's terms, that 15 to 17 million minks will be put down this week.
Oh!
Which I don't know if I'm sad about because 15 or 17 million minks are going to die, or I'm stoked about because it means the fur industry in Denmark is going under. I figured I would bring it over to the panel and see what you guys thought. Craziness. Will, we'll start with you. How do you think PETA feels about this?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, yeah, I think PETA would hopefully understand the situation. I mean, like, this would be devastating to the globe. But yeah, that's, I mean, I guess that's the only solution. That's the, what are you going to do? I mean, you can't, that sounds crazy. A mink mutated coronavirus. I mean, I don't know.
It's scary shit, man. Who knows what happens,
Yeah.
This thing came back with like a 5% mortality rate or something. We'd be fucked. G-Dubs, what do you think?
I for one, I love PETA. I just want to say, I love PETA. Matter of fact, they call me a PETA-phile. That's how much I love PETA. Oh, that was good. I love that one. That was no, man. Like, I feel bad for all the rappers now. Like, how are they gonna wear fur jackets and shit? Like, they're gonna have to use like nutria and shit. No one wants a stinking rat. Everyone wants mink. And where are they gonna get the replacement minks for this? Like, are there German minks that like don't have COVID that maybe in a couple decades can like rebuild the mink population for Denmark?
I don't know. It seems like an entire industry could go under. We'll see what happens with that. Colin, what do you think about the mink?
Well, I mean, I think this whole situation is a classic bait and call. We've seen this before. This is when a country basically, throws a false flag. Denmark used to once upon a time had a thriving mink industry. And of course, that's in the fritz right now. And so then all of a sudden they say, listen, in an attempt to save our failed mink industry, what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, look at what we got over here. We got mink COVID, okay? And what we got to do is we got to round up 15 million minks, and we got to kill them all. And we got to turn them into very expensive jackets that we then are going to move in the Chinese black market for pennies on the dollar. We've seen this before. I expect more out of you, Denmark.
You think the COVID coat is going to become at a premium?
Well, you don't step right out and say it's a COVID coat, do you?
Oh, okay.
You make you say it was made in 2018, something like that. Something's got a nice little ring to it. Something with the teens,
Be post-dating the COVID tags.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that was a mink we made in 2005. You know what I mean? It's all COVID mink. We know that it's COVID mink, but what are you gonna do?
You just ease into it, like anal sex. Just slightly, slowly, just finally just push it in, and no one's gonna be the wiser.
And to GW's point, it looks better in music videos.
It does.
Okay, so we'll move right on. While we're on the subject of COVID, I wanted to bring up the fact that Pfizer announced, I believe today, maybe yesterday, because I was late on the news, that they're in phase 3 trials and they have a COVID vaccine that is 90% effective come back in their trials. And they may be looking at launching that into production soon in the next couple of weeks. I found it interesting that it happened to be a week after the election. 90% sounds pretty good. That seems like way too high an effectiveness number for something we've rushed out in 6 months, 7 months. Figured I'd turn it over to you guys and see what you thought about the possibility of a working vaccine coming out by the end of the year. G-Dubs?
I don't trust it. I mean, Pfizer's the same group that made Viagra, and everyone, like, I don't want a fucking shot that just gives me a boner. Like they're pretty terrible at like coming up with new medicines. And how did they get to the like 90%? Like, did they get like 100 people and just say, all right, we're gonna inject you with this, and now we're gonna inject you with COVID to see if you actually get it? Like how are they actually like sitting there going, oh yeah, it's 90% effective. Like, these people didn't get COVID. Like, I want to know the numbers on how they did that, because 90% seems really high. Like, I don't even think the flu is that, or the flu shot's that high.
I would like to think that they gave like 100 people the immunization, and then they put them in a room with one lady who had a serious sneezing fit, and they just had to just hope for the best, and they're all like in there trying to cover their face with their shirt.
Collen, 5x5.
Yeah, just packed in there like minks.
Yeah.
Collen, what do you think? Do you think this vaccine is going to be a go, or you think we're you think it's the fake news?
Well, this is the problem, is that I think that Donald Trump has talked very clearly to the point that we were close on this. But the problem is it was so coupled in with a bunch of extraneous bullshit that no one even knew, what to make of it. It was like there was a saying, there's an old joke that a crazy man standing in the middle of Times Square naked with a sign that says the end of the world's coming. He runs around, Times Square naked saying the end of the world's coming, the end of the world's coming, the end of the world's coming. All of a sudden, the end of the world happens. And someone's standing in front of God and says, God, why didn't you warn us? He said, warn you? I sent a naked guy running through the middle of Times Square with a cardboard sign. Like, I feel like it's a little bit of a case like that where we're at phase 3. Like, Trump's like, look, we're at phase 1 of a very promising vaccine, but we don't need a mask. No mask, and frankly, we're doing great. And then it's like he's literally started with, this thing's probably going to be over by Easter. Easter is going to be gone. By Easter, I want to see the churches packed on Easter. And of course, it wasn't on by Easter. 4th of July. Maybe Halloween. No, Halloween's bad. Okay, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's got to be a death wave, massive death wave. Okay, so it's just been a bit of like that. And then even through the whole thing, I'm saying like, yeah, we're close. We're very close. I think at this place, it was almost like a case of the boy who cried wolf, where it's like, now it's like, even when he says the truth, people just expect it to be a lie or bullshit.
I'd almost like to think that he meant like Easter 2022, but he just never got to that part on the teleprompter.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be Easter. This Easter, next Easter, Easter after that. But we're going to go back to having fantastic Easters. We all know that.
Will, what do you think? What do you think about the vaccine? Do you think it's actually happening and it's going to be good and people are going to accept it? Or you think everyone's going to be too nervous to sign up?
Well, I'm going to be too nervous to sign up. I'm not going to sign up for. I was going to wait till like at least the summer till I get tried. But I didn't know about that Viagra thing. That kind of changes it for me because like that's because you're getting they're saying they'll give the vaccine for free. I didn't know it was the same company. And it's like,
well, it's because they charge so much for the Viagra that they can afford to give away the COVID vaccine.
We need to keep you alive so basically lack of an erection in the future. It's like, shit,
Yeah.
I took the vaccine, I can't get it up. Actually, fooled you, had nothing to do with COVID.
right. Well, I hope they maybe throw in a couple of Viagras with the vaccine, maybe.
Just on the house.
Yeah, just while you're there, give me a taste. Give me a little taste.
Welcome to the Pfizer family.
If there's somewhere in there's a joke about like if you have COVID symptoms lasting 4 or more hours that you should visit your local doctor. We're going to move into our next subject. There was recently a press conference put on by Rudy Giuliani in Philadelphia. It was touted that this was going to be at the Four Seasons, which most people assume to be the Four Seasons Hotel because that's the Four Seasons that everybody fucking thinks about when they're talking about Philadelphia. And it turns out, no, it was in front of Four Seasons Total Landscaping, which is a small business on the other side of town located comfortably between a adult novelty store and a crematorium. I figured you guys might have some fun input on this. And Will, we'll start with you, sir.
Yeah, well, I have it on good authority that night Giuliani spent a night at the Hilton Lumberyard. So they, yeah. I mean, first of all, that sounds like a good day for anybody who happened to be there. It was like, wow, I got my aunt cremated, got a prostate massager, and got a picture with Giuliani all in 15 minutes. That's a pretty good sandwich right there.
That sounds almost like my ideal day. I wanted to look into it more, but I couldn't figure out if Four Seasons Total Landscaping was an actual landscaping business or they're just a place that practices bikini waxing.
I heard that Giuliani went into the porno shop afterwards and tucked his shirt in for 30 minutes.
Oh, good old Giuliani. Colin, what do you think on this, my friend?
Well, I think, we've all done this, we've all hastily kind of something, we land there, we don't really do our research, What I think is funny, though, is that someone from the Trump campaign had to make a phone call to reserve this, and set this whole thing up. And just someone answers the phone. And I imagine, the person who answered the phone is good evening. Thank you for, calling this thing. It's the Four Season Landscaping or something. And just someone's like, I don't know. They put someone on from landscaping, just book the fucking thing, I think that it's kind of hilarious that they just rolled with it too. That they didn't even just like pivot on it. That just the place just showed up. And Giuliani's just Giuliani's just looking around. He's like, "You fucking idiot! You fucking idiot! Does this look like a fucking Four Seasons to you? Does this look like a Four Seasons? There's fucking cinder blocks over there and fucking masonry bags, and we are clearly not at a Four Seasons, and that's clearly not a 15-year-old girl that I just wanted to try to blow me right here. You guys always fuck these hotels up. You always fuck the hotel up.
I did hear that they originally wanted to do it at the Four Seasons Hotel, but found out that happens to be a spot where lots and lots of pro-Biden events are happening right now, and lots of people are dancing and having a giant love fest in the middle of the street. G-Dubs, your thoughts on the the Four Seasons total landscaping situation?
I feel bad for the regular customers of the porno store. Because
That's a very good point.
I know when I go to buy porn, I try to be very discreet. Like, I know it's hard for me because there's not a lot of people that look like me out in the world. Like me and Brian Hussein, like that's it. And so if either one of us go into a porno store, it's like, oh, hey, there's GW Foley going into a porno store. And I can just imagine, like, all the fresh videos are out, and you're going to get a new butt plug, and you're really excited for your day because you voted for Biden, and then you show up and you're just shamed by Rudy Giuliani for going into a fucking porno store. like I feel bad for those people. I don't feel bad for the crematorium people because they're just dying anyways. So fuck them. They can burn in hell or an incinerator. But yeah, man, I mean, I would spin it personally of saying something along the lines of, we're here supporting small businesses. And that's what Trump does. That would have been a good call.
I think we had a giant missed opportunity for the publicity where somebody came out of the gay porn store with this, out of the porn store with this giant 24-inch red, white, and blue dong. And he held it above his head and he was like, "Make America gape again." I think we really missed that opportunity. I was trying to think of one for Build Back Better, but that's hard to make fun of because it's so bad. We're gonna move on. We're gonna touch quickly about, I don't know if you guys know about this. AOC was recently on Twitter calling for a list of Trump supporters to be put together for later accountability and tracking. And now there's a thing called the Trump Accountability Project, where basically there's a giant database where you can go online and see these people that have donated to Trump and his campaign, which me as an independent / right-leaning individual sounds fucking terrifying. I figured I'd toss it over to you guys, see if you saw this, if you heard about it, and what you think about such a project. G-Dubs, you got any thoughts?
What kind of fucking country are we living in? Like,
that's exactly what I thought when I saw it.
If someone did something like that towards AOC's ilk or the like heads would roll. Like, just because it's Trump, it's okay. Like, I disagree with that. And I think, God damn it, if you want to waste your money on frivolous shit, fucking it's your God-given right. Like, I don't like that. I don't like the idea of like fuck it. If you want to put your money in behind a candidate, like, it's no one's business except for your own. Like, I'm not gonna do that because, you know, I'd rather get a fucking cheeseburger at McDonald's than give $1 to a politician. Um, but you know, people feel like that's so Gestapo-ish.
I was going to say it very much reminded me of a certain ruler back in pre-World War II Germany who created lists like that, which was ironic because AOC has been calling Trump supporters that same name for quite a while now, which is like, oh, Colin, what do you think about that, man? You think we should be tracking political opponents?
Well, I think it's funny that in the fact that, you know, with the left, I think it's been difficult for people to pin down what the left is, right? On the one hand, there was the snowflakes, right? It was the snowflakes, sappy snowflakes, don't like guns, don't like this, a bunch of pussy snowflakes. That was what the pin. Then all of a sudden, the left's now we're a mob. We're the leftist mob. Look at us now. Everyone's scared of the left. How the hell do you go from being snowflakes to having people be scared of you? You know, the left, what I look at is not the party of anarchy, but it is an interesting point that as of recently, I think there's certainly a pushback. And I think that that's true with all Americans. I think that there's only a certain grounds that people can push to on any given topic, and there's going to be pushback, you know, and I think that that's just historically true. But I think that with that, I don't know. AOC receives more death threats every morning than virtually any person in the country. She has more people who want her dead, seriously, that are of the right wing or the Trump supporters that she's probably looking at. And if that makes people scared, that's probably good, because I think if it was in the opposite thing, and that if there were people of the left wing that were making such legit death threats to someone on the right, I can't imagine that you wouldn't see the right do a response. And they would say, well, if you're going to back that and you're going to support that, then we're going to say like who these people are. So I think that until things probably, it's one of those things where, do you escalate the issue? Do you try to resolve it? But there's so many people, and for the life of me, I mean, she to me does not really embody really radical policies or politics. If she was so radical, I don't think she would be as successful as she is. She's willing, I think, to fall in line probably over the course of her career. But the fact that there is so many people who want her dead, and the fact that she tries to rally, like if they're rallying like the left, it's kind of funny, because I don't know, you know, I think that the gun stance and things, I really don't know. I don't know if the Democrats really have a strong stance on guns or know where it is. There was this one Democrat, like where you have an election that's as close as this is, right? And people go, well, why is it this close if Trump has had, you know, so many failed things in the last, you know, couple of things. And then you have a Democrat, cuts to a Democrat that says, we're coming for your guns. And you're like, that was the slogan you put together. That was your big rah-rah moment at the end, and you thought that was gonna what? Like, you know,
that sir is why Phil Scott is our governor.
Yeah, you know,
which a lot of people don't know, that Vermont has a Republican governor named Phil Scott, who literally won because his opponent the first year was Sue Minter, and she ran specifically on a Bloomberg style gun reform platform. And
how'd that work out for her?
Well, Phil Scott just won his third term, so not so well.
Yeah,
I have a comment I want to read from the viewers that said, and I'm not sure who he's talking about, and I'm not sure what this is, but I figured I'd throw it out to you guys. He said, will you donate to the FBGC? Do you guys know what the FBGC is? I'm
checking it now.
Okay. Thank you. Well, you're on fact check. Will.
FBGC.
You think lists are dangerous? You think that's something we should be doing in modern American politics?
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. I'm not interested in seeing who.
Kyle said that was for GWs. Sorry.
This is the First Baptist Church of Gleneden. Just mean anything?
Oh no, he said the Flat Brim Ginger Club. I just made it up. Okay. That's my favorite political party, Kyle.
I'm there. I like it.
Will. So yeah, sorry. Back to you, Will. Lists. Probably
Yeah.
dangerous. Not good idea.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is like my big worry if it went the other way, if like Trump won and then people were trying to look up who gave money to Biden. I'm like, fellas. But yeah, I think it's kind of crazy in a way. I mean, like, I have no interest in looking up who gave money to Trump. I mean, I would strongly disagree with anyone who voted with him or gave money, but I wouldn't make it my life's mission to hunt people down who gave money to him. I would instead try to focus more on some of the good things that Biden hopefully will be doing when he gets into office.
What was the big Supreme Court or when they changed it that allowed for the super PAC? What was that called?
Citizens United.
Citizens United. Citizens United was a very strange thing there too. And the fact that they allowed for unlimited political endorsement from anyone without ever knowing who it was.
Yep.
That's kind of a strange thing as well. You know what I mean? Like, so like at a certain point, like, I guess I'm curious about, you know, at what level of, you know, we have a constitutional right to remain unanimous from the government. No one was originally supposed to know your political ideals. And now because of things like Facebook and because of things like that, we broadcast them. And so that, you know, the many people, you know, were much more transparent than I think that in America probably really, I think that probably the founding fathers ever expected us to be, or if they thought it was going to be a two-party or maybe not, I don't know. But I think that that's an interesting thing to think about.
It made me think of that old poem, and I won't recite this properly because I haven't read it in forever, but the basic was that, you know, first they came for the communists and they took those and nobody spoke up. And then they came for the socialists and they took them and nobody spoke up. And then they came for the moderates and nobody spoke up. And eventually they came for me and there was nobody else. Like is an old poem about authoritarianism. And it made me wonder, it was like in the back of my head, I'm like, well, what if they got it wrong? And it was first they came for the Trump supporters, you know what I mean? And like that type of whittling away till eventually you just like, and then they came for the far left and they were the only ones left to take. Now that we got a little deeper into politics than I wanted to, that's all right. We're going to finish up. Kyle responded back to you're the president, GW Foley.
Excellent. I just want to say, this is not a flat brim hat. I purposely curve it up.
He's got the suicidal tendencies brim. You get that straight.
Yeah.
I think GW Foley Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming 2024 ticket is going to be going on, and we're going to be running with like 3 political stances. One is fuck the Prohibition Party. Second is fuck vegans. And the third is I like guns a lot. That's pretty much going to be our platform. Kyle said, G-dubs, do you do that to catch the rainwater?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Excellent. So we're going to move into the last segment for the show that we have tonight. We're going to play a little game. The past couple of weeks we've been playing games. Halloween, we played a classic horror quotes game. Last week we did a Who Said It, Trump or Biden game. Tonight we're going to play a fun little game that I like to call Steakhouse or Gay Bar, where I'm going to name the name of an establishment. I'm going to toss it over to one of you guys. We're just going to go around in a circle. Basically, we're going to do like 5 each, and then hopefully we have a winner. And if not, we'll do a tiebreaker. Basically, I'm going to name the name of an establishment, and you gentlemen are going to have to tell me if it is in fact a steakhouse or a gay bar.
As someone who has spent a lot of time in both, I am looking forward to taking GW on here this week.
Yeah, as far as we go right now, in the past couple games, we got GW's at 1 and Collins at 1. Obviously, Will, you came in at a 0 because you haven't played yet. But who knows? Maybe you'll get a point on the board for next time. So without further ado, we're moving into Gay Bar Steakhouse. And G-Dubs, we'll start with you, sir. I'm going to name the name of the establishment, and you just simply answer Gay Bar or Steakhouse, sir. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. This place is called The Neighborhood.
Oh, steakhouse.
No, sir. The Neighborhood is in fact a gay bar.
It was there. I wanted to say it. And
Moving over to you, Colin. This place is called The Cork and Cleaver.
Cork and Cleaver. And remember last time I was there. Going with Steakhouse.
Yes, sir. 1 point on the board for Colin. Will, sir. This place is called the Tally Ho Tavern.
The Tally Ho Tavern. I'll say Steakhouse.
The Tally Ho Tavern is in fact a gay bar, my friend.
Oh, man.
Sorry to hear that. GW, this fine establishment is called Juicy Lucy's.
steakhouse.
Yes, you are correct, sir. Juicy Lucy's. Although that would be a great name for a lesbian bar. Over to you, Colin. This place is called Dickie Brennan's, or Dickie B's for short, because we love that guy.
Old Dickie Brennan's is a very well-established gay bar.
No, sir, that is a steakhouse. But your confidence almost made me give you a point, even though you're wrong. That was great. Let's see. Over to you, Will. This place is called The Wrangler.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm going to go with gay bar.
You are correct, sir. The Wrangler is a gay bar. Okay.
I was going to say, if it wasn't a gay bar, it should
be. I think it should be a steakhouse, too. That's a great name. Over to you, G-Dubs. This place is simply called Knock.
gay bar.
You are correct, sir. The Knock is a gay bar.
Are any of these combo?
No. There was a couple options for that, but we kept them separate just so it wasn't. There was no you're wrong. It's both. Trying not to play dirty on my end. Colin, next for you. This place, sir, is called the Woodward Cocktail Bar.
Gay bar?
That is in fact a gay bar, my friend.
Yes.
GW and Colin each with 2 points on the board. Will, for you, is this you're the guest, so this is kind of a lob in there. Stonewall.
Oh, gay bar.
Exactly. That one shouldn't even be on the list. That's like the most famous gay bar in the planet. Okay, next we're moving on to GW. This place, sir, is called Silver Rail.
What is it called?
The Silver Rail.
Steakhouse.
Nope, the Silver Rail is a gay bar. Let's see. This one is for Colin. This place is called Cut.
I go with Steakhouse.
That is correct, sir. The Cut is a steakhouse.
Wow.
I know. I was hoping they weren't going to discriminate against people at the gay bar like that. That would have been evil.
Yeah. In those shoes.
Will, this one's over to you. This fine establishment is called the Brazen Head.
Steakhouse.
You are correct. Okay, we're at 2 for GW, 3 for Colin, 3 for Will. Next up, GW. This place is called Ben and Jack's.
Gay bar.
No, I apologize, my friend. Ben and Jack's is a steakhouse.
Oh,
Colin, moving over to you. This fine.
clearly I don't know my gay bars.
We'll have to change that. This fine establishment is called Hindquarter.
I'm gonna go with steakhouse.
The Hindquarter is a steakhouse. And over to you, Will. Let's see. This one is called the Duke of Wellington.
Duke of Wellington. Steakhouse.
No, sir. Unfortunately for you, the Duke of Wellington is a gay bar.
Oh.
Okay, we got one more round. G-Dubs, you're at 2, Colin, you're at 4, Will, you're at 3. And we could run over an extra one. This one, personally, will go with a couple of my favorites. This place is called Magic Castle. GW.
I'm gonna say steakhouse.
Yes, the Magic Castle. Not the Magic Castle, but Magic Castle is a steakhouse. Although that would be great if they served really great steaks at the Magic Castle. Colin, this one's for you. This place is called the Velvet Hammer.
That's going to be the most challenging name I've had this evening, I think, Kyle. The Velvet Hammer. I want to go with gay bar.
You were wrong, sir. That was the steakhouse.
Ah, yeah.
I know that one's a good one too. That one's hard.
And
And
that's also a name of a drink.
do you know what type of drink, GW?
It's I'm trying to remember. It's
It sounds lovely either way.
Kahlua and not Old Crow. Black Velvet.
Oh, okay.
Kahlua and Black Velvet. It's the Velvet Hammer.
So we got the last one. I'm looking through the list. We're gonna pick a good one for you, Will. Well, this fine establishment is called Woody's.
Oh. Gay bar.
What was that?
Gay bar?
You are correct, sir. So unfortunately, we're gonna go one more round. GW, you're at 3. That eliminates you, but we got a 4-4 tie between Colin and Will, and we are gonna. Well, I'd say we do a lightning round, but that'll be a shit show. So, turn it over to you, Colin. You get first one. This place is called Madison Pub.
I'm going with gay bar. I'm sorry, steakhouse.
That is in fact a gay bar. So
Fuck.
over to you, Will. If you get this one right, you got the win, my friends. And this fine establishment is called Triple George.
Triple George? Triple George?
Triple George.
Gay bar.
Oh no, steakhouse. Okay, I guess one more here. Colin, this will be interesting. Not a sports fan. This place is called the Seattle Eagle Tavern.
Seattle Eagle Tavern. I want to go with is a steakhouse.
Nope, that is a gay bar, my friend. And over to you, Will. 168 York Street.
Gay bar.
You are correct, my friend. Will, that puts you at 5 points, and you win the game, gay bar or steakhouse this week.
Do I get a gift certificate to a gay bar and steakhouse?
Look, we all know these questions were rigged. You say Will won, I say differently, okay? I have the points. You globbed at 168. We're going to find out what happened tonight because, frankly, I'm pretty confident I have this.
I'm just happy to play along.
That was like the third party candidate in there. Poor Joe Jorgensen over here just
Joe Jorgensen.
on the sidelines.
I got votes. Oh my goodness.
Pretending he's libertarian even though he's not. It's Well, I guess that makes sense for the other two parties too. Anyways, we're about at the end. We're running a little over. I hope that's okay with you guys. Anything you want to get off your chest before we get on out of here, Will? Anything you'd like to say in closing?
Oh, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Will Purpura if you want to come check me out. And
You go pretty live. You go live pretty frequently, correct?
Yeah, I go live with a friend. We do like a little improv thing at 10 o'clock. Yeah, and I post stuff, bits, jokes, that kind of stuff. Thanks for having me on again. This was great.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. It's good to have you, man. I'm glad you've been safe being down there in that crazy city.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride for the city this year.
Sure.
Quick comment came in from Kyle, said Kanye Foley was he's not the Joe Jorgensen of the game.
And you know what? With GW Foley, he would have went from 4% to maybe 5%. I would give him. I would give him a marginal 1% increase. The Kanye Foley.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
I might just start calling you Kanye for fun. Colin, anything you want to get off your chest before you get out of here? Any plugs you got to lay down or anything coming up?
No, just thank you for being here tonight, Will. This was a lot of fun. If you're not following us on Woolen Mill Comedy Club on Facebook, please do. As we're going to be rolling out some future live programming here in the state of Vermont. So.
And not to mention, they were the first post-COVID to have a show in the state of Vermont, which is a big deal. That's awesome. G-Dubs, anything you want to get up before we go?
Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Parlor at Foley Kills. That's it. That's all I got.
Nice. And as always, I am Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming. You can follow me at Hickory TDAU on Facebook, Instagram, Parlor. Search Hickory the Drunk on YouTube, or go to hickorymagic.com, which still isn't great, but it's getting better and the store's coming along. Thank you guys for coming out. This was a great show. I had a great time. It's good to see you, Will. I'm glad everything's well. Thank to everybody who tuned in. Kyle, thank you for commenting. A special thanks to my wife's friend, Ashley, who didn't want to let on that she liked the show because she didn't think I liked her, but if I drink enough, I like everybody. So please feel free to comment in the next shows, guys. And these are also, not that you'd see this if you follow it on YouTube, but the show goes up on YouTube for next day viewing. And please, everybody, it's going to be another interesting week next week, I'm sure. We'll see what happens with this, all the election bullshit. And please just remember to, if you're a conservative and you have liberal friends, please give them a hug. And if you're liberal and have conservative friends, please don't spit on them. And that's pretty much all we got. Please, everybody, remember to stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. But most importantly, in this pandemic and these trying times, remember to stay fucking sane. Have a good night.